from experience. If we look down at the second one, it's amazing how realizing where you went wrong can really shift your perspective. Have you noticed any immediate benefits in taking this approach? Maybe other young entrepreneurs can learn from your story and avoid these same pitfalls. That is a real intelligent response. And what I like about this is it's going to save you time, money, and energy, that's for sure, but it's also going to get you noticed, and they're worded in such a way that it's going to prompt a response from the author. So in this case, personally, I like the second one. Now I'm just going to click on the second one. You see the confetti come down. That means it's actually posted my comment. You can see this, here's my comment right here. If you want to, you can edit this and personalize it even more. For me, I love it the way it is. I'm just going to hit comment. And by the way, I want to, before I go into the back end of how all of this happens, I'm going to give you a little tip here. You notice how this is bolded text? The way you can do that, if you go to 𝗧cie.com, you can just type in something. I'm just going to type in test, or try to type it in test, and then you just copy and paste text in here. It's a great way for adding bold or italics to LinkedIn, Facebook, pretty much any page that's out there. How does this all happen? Well, it's actually pretty simple. First of all, we have to include this blue box. If you look at your LinkedIn, you're not going to have this because this is a custom Chrome extension and it has to live on my computer, because it needs to be linked to my Make account with my information so that I can personalize these responses. When you click this button, it's basically is triggering a webhook. I like to refer to it as a phone call. It's just making a phone call. And if we click on Make right now, and for those of you that are not familiar with Make, you can get a free account. There's a link down below, and you get 1,000 operations per month. So you could run this hundreds of times with no problems. Essentially, what we have here is this AI automation. So we have AI in the middle, but we're automating by linking these steps together. First is the webhook, which is listening for me to click the blue button. When it does that, this is going to trigger the automation. And the main one that it's triggering is this LinkedIn commentator. Down here, this is actually going to work as an AI assistant. So instead of having to copy and paste all that information in the LinkedIn, going into ChatGPT, telling ChatGPT what its role is and pasting the information, we're automating that process. Essentially, we're asking ChatGPT that you are an AI tasked with creating 3 LinkedIn comments. I'm only doing 2 at this time, but you could do 3, 4, 5, whatever you want, with the attached tone of voice. And this is really key, and I'll get into this later, is this is customized for my tone of voice. All of this process that it's going through is really trying to get the message, that output that you saw, really sharp and succinct. Now, don't worry about this. This is just some coding. And here's kind of, I think this is the secret sauce of all of this, is I ran a separate operation where I actually put a bunch of my content, written content, through a AI automation, a 10-step AI automation. And what it did is it comes back with kind of explaining what my vocabulary and word choice, what my grammatical patterns are. So primarily use of simple present, present perfect tense to discuss ongoing or recent completion. We have punctuation. I use periods frequently to create short, punchy sentences. I employ commas for natural pauses. So apparently my punctuation's pretty good in my writing. And then it also gives examples of how this is done, sentence structure and length. Use predominantly simple and compound sentence. Avoid complex or compound complex sentences. So this is how detailed all of this information is. I got rhetoric, we have paragraph structure, again, examples, bad examples, tone and mood, overall coherence, idiosyncrasies and quirks. It just goes through all of this stuff so that everything is very, very specific. Once it actually goes through and does all of that, it goes ahead and sends this information back to another webhook, and that would be when I click the button, boom, right now, ChatGPT's thinking, it's going through all the text, and then that last webhook is sending the information back here. So I have two new options. This is how this works. I think it's a great tool for any business owner. You guys understand the importance of LinkedIn. Creating relationships on LinkedIn is so important these days, especially for business folks out there. And imagine what a game changer this is for saving you time and energy. And again, the quality of the post, I think, is just spectacular. So I'd love to know your thoughts though. What do you think? Good, bad, indifferent? Leave me a thumbs up if you did like it. Make sure you leave a comment below. If you're interested in a system like this, I can totally help you out. There's a link down below for more information.